friends, welcome. In today's video, we are going to create a digital planner for your phone in Keynote. This digital planner is a monthly planner, but if you want a tutorial on how to create a yearly planner for your iPad using Keynote, I already made a video tutorial for that one, which I have linked here and also in the description box below, so check those out. Although I will be creating a digital planner for phones, I will still be using my iPad to create the planner. But I think you can use your iPhone to create it too. And before we start, please subscribe to the channel and click the like button to let me know how many awesome and wonderful people are watching this video. If you already did, let's begin. Open the Keynote app and tap this Create Presentation and select Choose a Theme. You can explore and try out these different themes if you like, but for me, I'll be using the basic white. And just tap on the theme of your choosing. Before any designs and whatnots, let's change the size of the canvas by tapping this three-dotted icon here and select Document Setup, then Slide Size. Input the width and height of the display of your phone here, and I'm currently using the iPhone SE, and the width is 640 and the height is 1136. And tap Done when you have set it up. Then tap again to close the document setup setting. Now let's access the master slide by tapping on the empty area and select Edit Master Slide. We won't be needing these text boxes here, so let's delete them by tapping the text box and selecting Delete on the option. Tap the brush icon, then background, so we can set up the base of our digital planner. You can choose from the different presets or select a particular color if you like. You can even use the gradient option or the image if you want to. I'm going to choose the color of my choosing under the color and sliding it to the left to access the color wheel. I want my base color to be a shade of green, and once that is selected, just tap on the empty space of the canvas. To add elements, tap the plus icon, then the shape icon. Under Basic, I'm adding this rounded corner square which I am resizing to become a rectangle. The format I am going for is that the main section of my April digital planner will be here at the bottom part so that I can access them anywhere in the planner. I am changing the color of the shape by tapping the brush icon, then the fill. I'm also adding a border to the shape. Just toggle the button beside the border option, and under Style, you have various styles to choose from. You can also change the color of the border if you like, then adjust the width of the border to your liking. Now let's add the different buttons. Tap the plus icon again, and under the symbol category, I am choosing the calendar-like icon and the check mark icon. Then under the Objects category, I am choosing the diamond icon and another calendar icon. Then under Basic again, we are going to add a square which I am resizing to a rectangle. Let's try the gradient effect for the fill color. You can select your start and end color using the color wheel or the pre-selected colors. You can also add some borders to this shape if you want, and I am choosing the right bottommost style. Now that we have created the basic or the foundation of our master slide, let's tap Done to go back to the presentation. You can tap this plus icon in the lower left side to add more slides and select the master slide that we have created. For this second slide, this will be our calendar page, so let's set it up. I'm adding a table here, but I will only be using this for a guide, but of course you can use it if you want. You can change the size of the table by tapping the circles in the upper right part and in the lower left part. Then under Shape and the Basic category, I am adding lines to create the calendar. I'm using the table to guide me of the spacing. Also, I want to add a space where I can write down the date, so I'm adding more lines here. To make it easier, you can copy and paste the lines, and you can do that by tapping the line in your slide, then tap again, and then paste the lines. Now that the calendar is already set up, I am deleting the table. Also, I want to change the style of the lines in my calendar, and to do that, tap the element, then tap the brush icon. Then you can select from the different options under Style. You can also change the width of the lines if you want to. In here, I am adding rectangles because I want the shape to become a button where I can access my weekly pages. So let's do that. Let's also add another slide for the next part. But let's finish the calendar page first. And to add a text, tap the plus icon again, and under Basics, select Text. Typing April because this is for my April setup. Then tap the brush icon. I am changing the fill color to this preset one, and you can change the font style also under the text option. You can also change the size and text color here. It is also fun to add some borders, so let's do that. I want this one with a tape on it, so let's use this one. And I am getting ahead of myself again here and added more slides. I added 6 more. The third and fourth slides will be the trackers, so on the fifth one, it will be the first weekly spread. The format that I want on my weekly spread is that I want to see the corresponding date of the week on the top, so let's set those up on each of the weekly spreads. To add the text, just tap the plus icon, then under Basic, select Text. I am very sorry, but my attention span is almost non-existent, so I'm again working on the cover page. I am adding a text, and I want the text to be in a vertical format, or I'm not sure what it is called, but I want it like this. I plan to add an artwork on the left part, so I added a line here to separate the elements. But let's do the artwork later on. Let's go to the calendar page first. I'm starting my calendar on a Monday, but if you want to set your calendar to start on a Sunday, that is fine too. I will also be adding the dates in here. Also, if you want to zoom in, just pinch outward. And remember, you can copy and paste your elements and then just edit them later to make the process faster. Let's access the master slide by tapping on the slide and select the Edit Master Slide option. For the first button, I want it to access the calendar page, and on the presentation, the calendar page is the second slide. So tap the first icon and select Link. Tap Link to Slide and select 2. This will be my habit tracker, and that is the third slide. For the diamond icon, this will be my financial tracker, and that is the slide number 4. For this icon, it should access a slide where my weekly spread are, but I realize I don't have a page for that. So let's tap Done, and on the presentation, let's add a new slide before the first weekly spread, and that is after the 4th slide. This will be kind of the table of contents for my weekly spread, where I will add a link on them later on to access the individual weekly spreads. And again, to make this faster, just gonna copy this one from the cover page. And let's add the links. The first one will be linked to the 6th slide, then the next one to the 7th slide, and so on. And I just realized that the dates are based on a calendar that starts on a Sunday, so let me correct those. For the weekly spreads, I will only be making use of simple shapes and just adding interesting borders and shadows. Let's also add the links of the weekly spread on the calendar page. The first one is linked to the slide 6, the second to slide 7, until the last one, which is linked to slide number 10. Also, to make sure that the weekly button is linked to the slide that we have made a while ago, let's go to the master slide. It should be linked to the 5th slide. I think that the basic setup of our April digital planner is already okay, so let's export it. To do that, tap the icon with the 3 dots, then select Export. If you want to directly import the file to the GoodNotes app, you can do so, but I will be saving mine to my iCloud. Now on my GoodNotes app, I'm going to tap this plus here and select Import and choose the file of our April digital planner. And as I have said a while ago, I want to add an artwork here, so I'm going to do that on the Procreate app. But if you don't have a Procreate app, you can use other drawing application, or you can just add a picture there or something. So here in the Procreate app, I'm just going to use the ink bleed brush under inking. I am gonna draw a bouquet here, and if you don't want to watch the process on drawing the bouquet, just skip to this time. But if you want to follow along or just relax, then that's good too. Now that we are done with the floral illustration, let's add this to our digital planner in GoodNotes. The way I do this is I use the split screen where one side is the GoodNotes app and then the other is the Procreate. Then I'm just gonna drag the layer where my illustration is to the GoodNotes app. Tap on the image and select crop if you want to, and then resize. The third page of my planner is a habit tracker and I haven't set that one yet, so I'm going to make the designs on the Procreate app. But you can do that on the GoodNotes app directly. I will be tracking my Japanese learning stuff and vitamin, but you can of course track as many habits as you like, but just keep in mind the size of your phone screen if you do. And as what we did a while ago, I'm just gonna use the split screen and drag the layer to the GoodNotes app. And I want to have a title in there, so tap the text box option and just gonna type habit tracker. I want this to have like a shadow effect, so first let's copy the text box. Make sure the text boxes is turned on the lasso tool. I'm just gonna change the color of this first, then paste. Then let's reposition to create the shadow effect. Let's also do that shadow effect to our financial tracker. I think we are done with the setup, but before I show you the setup on my phone, make sure that your iCloud setting is turned on. I am showing on the screen right now how to check that. If you don't have the GoodNotes app in your phone yet, you can download the app now. You don't need to pay for the app if you already bought it for your iPad and if you're using the same Apple account in both your iPad and iPhone. Let's try all the buttons to make sure they are working properly. And I don't have any stylus yet, and if you know of a good one, please comment them down below because I am thinking of buying one, but for now I'm just gonna use my fingers, which is totally fine. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like and subscribe to the channel, and you can also check these other videos out. See you next time. Bye!